this is Scott. It's Monday morning and time for another vlog video, so thank you for joining me. I want to quickly apologise for the lack of a review being uploaded last Friday. I did say I was going to get into the routine of Monday vlog, Wednesday review, and then a Friday will be a review as well. But unfortunately sometimes things crop up and just doesn't make it possible. On last Friday I had my daughter's sharing assembly, where basically you go along to the school, they put on a little presentation for you, they sort of show you all the work that they've been doing over the last term, they sing a few songs, do a little few sketches and things like that. And because I've got both daughters going to the same school, I had one sharing assembly followed by the next one, and by the time I got back home, had a bit of lunch, just sort of chilled out for sort of 10 minutes. It was pretty much bang on time to go back and pick them back up again. So unfortunately, I didn't really get any opportunity to actually finish off my review, because I'd already sort of pre-recorded most of it. But unfortunately, like I said on that Friday, I didn't get the chance to sort of finish it off and get it uploaded in time. So this week though, there will definitely be a vlog today, a review on the Wednesday and a review on the Friday. Right, so thank you very much for everybody who contributed to the last vlog video via the comments section. I really do appreciate you guys, taking the time out of your day to get involved and leave a comment, whether it's saying that you enjoyed the vlog, or whether it's to ask a question or to sort of tell me about one of your sort of experiences, etc., etc. All those things, I really do appreciate it, because it's great to get you guys involved in it as well. And so what I want to do now is just sort of go through a few of the comments now. Two of them are sort of questions which I thought would be sort of nice to answer, but the rest are actually sort of more sort of statements really about how people have managed to sort of switch over from tobacco to vaping, which I thought would be nice to share with you. Okay, so the first question is from Susie Lady, and she says, wondering if you had any negative or positive stories whilst being a vapor, for example, people's reactions while out and about and how you dealt with them. Now, I've been vaping since 2008, so it's quite a long old time now, and in that whole time, I've only ever had one person ever sort of make any sort of comment about my vaping, and it was a nice sort of experience. And other than that, just absolutely nothing. I think for the first sort of 3 or maybe 4 years of me vaping, I never saw anybody else vaping. I thought I was the only sort of person, and I've never got anybody sort of give me a funny look or wonder what that is or anything. People have been sort of quite oblivious to it. Now, when I very first started vaping, I was using a little sort of cigarettes, which obviously looked like a real cigarette, so I'd imagine for the most part I did sort of blend in with the crowd sort of quite easily. Obviously these days, people aren't very rarely use anything that looks like a cigarette, so you probably are going to get noticed a lot more. But like I said, the only time in the whole time I've been vaping that I've had anybody sort of approach me was when I was standing outside a shop in Romford. This is probably maybe 3 years ago, something like that. And I was just sort of having a quick vape before I went into the shop. And a couple came up to me and just sort of, what's that you're doing? And just sort of got talking to them. They was both smokers as well, and they were sort of quite interested in sort of trying the electronic cigarettes. So I gave them one of my e-cigreviews.com business cards, and they went off on their merry way. But like I said, in the whole time I've been vaping, that's the only time ever that I've ever had any sort of interaction with other people. Now, apart from obviously if I'm at a vape meet, where obviously I'm going to meet other people vaping. But no, it's strange, because obviously the first sort of few years of my vaping journey, never saw anybody vaping. Whereas nowadays, if I go out into Romford, for example, I'll probably see a lot more people vaping than what you actually do smoking. So it really is nice to see that vaping is taking off in a sort of very positive way as well. Now, the next question is quite an interesting one. I'm not too sure how you pronounce this username, but it's like Wht 001, WHT001, and he says, do you ever see yourself possibly quitting vaping completely? I've been doing it for 6 years now, and it's more of a hobby than anything. I'll probably never stop unless I'm forced to, brackets FDA. And like I said, I think this is quite an interesting question, because I think if I was forced to, say if vaping just suddenly went off the planet now, or it became so ludicrously expensive that it just wasn't possible to vape, and I was sort of in a position where I had to quit, I think I could do it quite easily, a lot more easier than what quitting cigarettes was. Now, It's obviously very easy for me to say that though, because I'm not in a position where I'm being forced to quit. If I was forced to quit, I'd probably be tearing my hair out and running up the walls because I'm missing it so much. But I think I could do it quite comfortably. But the thing is, I don't want to do it. I enjoy vaping. Vaping has been an absolutely massive part of my life now for a long time. And it's probably one of the, apart from obviously like my wife and my kids, it's probably like the biggest thing in my life, really. So I can't see me ever wanting to quit because, like I said, it's too big a part of my life to actually sort of to wave goodbye to it. And although we don't know whether it's 100% healthy, we're not going to know that, but it's definitely, in my opinion, a far, far, far superior and healthier alternative to smoking cigarettes. So that I would stake my life on that. And so if I can do something that I'm enjoying, maybe there's a little bit of harm there, who gives a toss, because I'm enjoying it. And at the end of the day, everything that you enjoy in life has like some sort of negativity around it, whether it's a cream cake or a pint of beer, all these things, if you do it a lot, there's always those risks of negative things happening. But I'm certain that compared to smoking cigarettes, vaping is infinitely far healthier and a far, far better alternative. And if I wasn't vaping, I guarantee you now I'd be sitting here with a cigarette in my hand, pretty much sort of chain smoking as well. So no, I don't ever want to quit vaping because I enjoy it and it's just too much of my life. Okay, so the next few are more sort of positive stories. It's really nice to hear these sort of positive stories from people, regardless of whether they're sort of posting on my videos or they're posting on the forums about how they got into it, or they're posting on other reviewers' videos about how they've helped them get into vaping. It's really good because I know how hard it is to stop smoking. I tried so hard so many times and failed absolutely miserably until vaping sort of came into my life, and then it was almost like that, really. So I know exactly how hard it is. So when you're hearing other people who have also managed to quit the old tobacco, for me it's brilliant. It makes all this well worth it. So the first one is from Mr. Steel Mage. And he says, I started smoking when I was 13 and smoked for 42 years. Bought my first device on the 15th of January 2011. It was an Ego with the atomizer and fibre-filled cartridge, which I'm going to assume is like a cartomizer. It was amazing and took me just 4 days to switch completely to vaping. And I haven't touched an analog since, and I don't miss them at all. Next one is from Spats40. He says, I started smoking at 13 again, smoked for 40 years, had 1 or 2 attempts at stopping. Most I ever managed was a year. Now, for me, a year is actually really good. When I was trying to sort of quit smoking with like the patches or cold turkey or the gum or those poncy fucking Nicorette inhaler things, which are just shite. The most I ever managed to go was 24 hours, and that was after reading that Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. So you went a year. So for me, that is like a massive achievement, especially compared to my pathetic efforts. Goes on to say, been vaping for 3 years in March, started with an Ego and a CE4, and I was amazed at how good it was. Dumped my ashtray and paper tobacco's first day. Never looked back and never touched a cigarette since. That's another really nice story there. And the last one, this is probably my favourite one, just because there's kids involved and obviously, being a parent myself. And he says, this is from Photo Smithy. He says, yours was the first YouTube video I watched, and blimey, it's amazing how technology has moved on. I still remember thinking that building your own coils was a black art. On a serious note, e-cigs, in my opinion, have changed my life. 45 years old, smoked all my life until 2013. Boozed a lot, smoked a lot. E-cigs entered my life. Smoking stopped, boozing reduced, not stopped. This is now just enjoy 1 or 2 nice hours of single malts. Started to get fit, diet changed, and now I'm a proud dad to a beautiful little daughter. And I also think that e-cigs and their positive knock-on effect on my lifestyle and health have led me to where I am now. Keep up the good work. So again, really nice sort of positive stories to hear from people, because it is extremely hard to sort of quit the tobacco, and obviously vaping is a fantastic alternative. So to hear other people sort of going through the same sort of things that I went through, really is amazing. And now the last one is from, I'm not too sure how you pronounce his name again, but Knuckles the Echidna, I'm not too sure, but he says, I remember your arrival at the ECF and your thread about starting vaping caused you to get constipation. And as soon as I read that, I thought, oh shit, I did. I actually wrote that on a public forum house and then just getting constipated. And this is one of those things. I think it's quite an interesting thing to talk about as well, and that is the like the side effects of sort of quitting smoking, regardless of whether you're sort of switching over to vaping or just sort of stopping smoking by like cold turkey. Because like your body gets very dependent on nicotine for starters, but with cigarettes you're also getting very dependent on all the chemicals and all the crap that also come included with the tobacco. Now, if you're switching over to vaping, you're still getting the nicotine, but you're not getting all those thousands and thousands of nasty chemicals. And if you're smoking for a long time, your body's got dependent on those chemicals. Then when you suddenly take it away, people do have quite strange reactions to it. And I remember, when I started vaping, I did get very constipated, and it's probably about, I think it was about sort of 7 or 8 days, I just couldn't go to the loo, and not a pleasant experience. But one thing that was even worse than that, though, and I think I actually posted this on the forum as well, but Knuckles seems to have forgotten about that, was that I also got a really bad case of the shingles. And I can remember, I think I've been vaping about, I think it's just after the constipation episode, or probably about 2 or 3 days later, I woke up in the morning and my arse cheeks felt really prickly and just didn't feel quite right. And I remember sort of putting my hand on my arse and thinking, what the fucking hell is going on here? Because it just felt really, really lumpy. And I sort of pulled the duvet down, looked at my body, and literally from my head down to my toes was just covered in thousands of little sort of pea-like lumps. You couldn't see any sort of normal skin. It was just all these thousands of lumps. And the only, well, I say you couldn't see any normal skin. The only thing that was unaffected was my knob and my bollocks, basically, thank God. But the rest of it was just covered head to toe in thousands of these little lumps. It really was horrendous. Because there was also, I wouldn't say that was itchy, but it just felt very pringly and very sort of irritating. But the strange thing, though, was that it would sort of last for maybe 30 minutes, and then like that it'll be gone and my skin will be completely back to normal. And this was going on for a few days. And I remember going to the doctors. I was sitting in the surgery, like the waiting room, and I was covered head to toe, in a really sort of bad way. But then by the time I'd walked from the waiting room into the actual surgery to see the doctor, I'd gone completely back to normal. And I'm sitting there saying to him, doctor, what's going on? I'm covered in thousands of these little lumps. And he's looking at me thinking, well, you look completely bloody normal. He probably thought I was really paranoid. But, I can't remember what he gave me, but he said, basically sounds to me like you got shingles, and obviously gave me some sort of antibiotics or whatever. But maybe it was unrelated to me sort of stopping smoking. Maybe it was, it sure was a coincidence anyway, but I thought I'd share that embarrassing story with you. And I do get a lot of people writing to me and saying, I stopped, I started vaping, but I'm getting a really sore throat, I'm getting sort of flu-like symptoms, or a lot of people say they get sort of ulcers on their lip or on their tongue and things like that. And I think it is just part and parcel of giving up to tobacco, regardless of whether you switch over to vaping or just sort of go cold turkey. Quite often people will go through sort of negative side effects. You've just got to basically ride the storm. After a week or so, you will go back to normal, and you really will start reaping the benefits of moving away from tobacco, in my opinion anyway. Okay, so let's go on to new purchases. What have I bought over the last week? Well, nothing too exciting, to be quite honest, apart from some e-liquid. Now, I can't remember where I first sort of heard about it, but somebody mentioned it, or I read it on a forum. Somebody talked about a donut flavoured e-liquid, and I saw that and I thought, well, you know what, that actually sounds like a really nice vape. So I've been trying to sort of get a nice donut flavour ever since. I tried to make up my own one, but like I said, I think it was in the last vlog video actually, it tasted a bit more like sort of coconut and almonds mixed together, nothing like a donut at all. But I found this website, which is vapeclub.co.uk. Excuse me, I'm going to got track wind. And this website, they sell like all hardware and that as well, but for juice, they seem to have a really nice selection of all the premium e-liquids that tend to be quite hard to get hold of, and almost everything that I sort of clicked on was actually in stock. They've got a really massive sort of list of all the like the American sort of e-liquids, things like Space Jam and cosmic fog and all that sort of stuff, you know. And I found one on there. I bought two e-liquids from them. What's the first one? It's this one here, which is the I Love Donuts e-liquid by Mad Hatter Juice, and it's a well, it's meant to be a donut flavoured e-liquid. It doesn't taste like donuts at all. It's a really nice flavour, but it doesn't taste like donuts. And I was really surprised when I was sort of doing my research this morning, and it says I Love Donuts from Mad Hatter Juice features a deliciously spongy and sugar glazed donut base that's filled with a thick and gooey blueberry jam centre. Now, I don't know where the blueberries come from, because I'm certainly not getting it. So for me, like I said, it doesn't taste like donuts. I'm just going to have a quick take on it. Well, you know, saying that, now I've read blueberry, I can sort of see where the blueberry is, but up until that point where I read the description, because I never noticed that description when I actually placed the order, I just thought it was just a plain donut flavour. This to me tastes like McDonald's strawberry milkshake. Like I said, a really nice flavour. I love the McDonald's strawberry milkshakes, and that's what it tastes like to me. I'm not getting a typical sort of donut taste out of it. Like, very nice flavour, but no, I would never have guessed that it's got blueberry in it until I'd read that. And then once you read, sometimes with e-liquids, you know, if you're just sort of vaping it without knowing what it really is, you sort of get one impression of it, but then when somebody sort of says, or you read, oh, it's got this in it, you can then sort of start to pick it out. But you know, up until that point, I would never have guessed it's got blueberry in it. And the other one I got was, by the way, that was £15.99 for a 30ml bottle. And the other one was, which sort of tickled my fancy, the Neon Cream e-liquid by the Lost Fog collection. This is Cosmic Fog Vapors. Cosmic Fog, which, you know, I think is quite a well-known sort of e-liquid. Neon Cream, and this is, according to the flavour notes, it's orange, raspberry, lemon and lime sherbet and cream. I've got this in my Kanga sub tank at the moment. And it's a very nice flavour. What I really like about it, I really like e-liquids that taste refreshing, as though, like, you know, I could quite happily sort of drink that, you know, that sort of refreshing sort of feeling to it. And I can definitely pick up the orange, maybe a little bit sort of tangerine, but you can also pick up the lemon as well. And on the very sort of last aftertaste, you get that sort of creamy sort of taste as well, you know. So it's a really nice e-liquid. £16.99 for a 30ml bottle, and these two e-liquids, and I buy loads of different flavourings to make up my own juice, but you know, it's got to be, I would have thought, maybe 2 or 3 years since I actually last bought some e-liquid, which isn't Titan Fluid Tobacco. When we Titan Fluid Tobacco, like, I buy that in bulk. I buy, like, you know, how many bottles did I buy last time? I bought 20 30ml bottles in the last batch, which was about a week and a half ago, something like that. But that'll keep me going now for, you know, for months basically. But Titan Fluid Tobacco is the only e-liquid I've purchased for at least, it's got to be at least sort of 3 years. So this is the first sort of stuff that I've bought that hasn't been a Titan Fluid. I wouldn't buy either of them again. They're nice flavours, but, you know, nothing that's going to sort of make me want to keep on going back for more, especially not at £17 for 30 mils. You know, it's crazy how much it is, especially compared to, obviously, like, you know, DIY e-liquid. But, you know, nice flavours nonetheless, though. And that Vape Club website, it's a good website actually. If you're after e-liquid, really good website, because now if you hover your cursor over e-liquids at the top, you know, it brings up all the different brands from different countries. Obviously, you've got a lot of the well-known stuff on there. And what I also like is the fact that there's sort of star ratings from, like, you know, people who've actually brought it, and you can also write out your own reviews as well, so you can get a really good idea of the sort of general opinion as to whether it's going to sort of taste nice or not. That Neon Cream's got a lot of positive reviews. The I Love Donuts one's taken a bit of a bashing in the comments section, but, you know, for me personally, you know, it was a nice flavour, but definitely tastes more like a McDonald's strawberry milkshake to me. But worth checking out that vapeclub.co.uk if you're after nice sort of premium e-liquids. Okay, so also last week I uploaded the my rock rechargeable cigar review, and I've got to be honest, I was a little bit hesitant, well not hesitant, but a little bit sort of expecting the worst when I uploaded that review, because electronic cigars, they're not the fashion these days. I was reviewing those back in, I think, 2009, when I got my first ever, electronic cigar. And these days, everybody is very much catered for the, cloud chasing market. And, if it doesn't produce massive, clouds, then, people tend to really frown upon it, And so I thought, I'm going to upload this video, and it's probably going to get loads of reviews, lots of people being sort of quite negative about it. And I've been really pleasantly surprised though, because people actually sort of seem to be quite positive about it, really. And there was an interesting discussion. I can't remember what the names of the two chaps were, but they was having a really long sort of I felt a bit of a voyeur really, because I'm just sort of sitting there watching their conversation sort of materialise. They was talking about sort of nicotine strength and how they're sort of very much not against cloud chasing, but they can't understand why everything's all geared towards cloud chasing there. So it seems like there is quite a few people who do still like vaping, like the 18mg strength e-liquids, who aren't that fussed about sort of blowing massive sort of clouds of vapor. And I think it's going to come down to the individual. I think the old school vapors like myself, we're quite happy, doing like the old sort of mouth to lung inhales and vaping the high nicotine strength, because that's what we started on, that's what we got used to. Well, I think newer vapors coming into it, like today for example, they're going to be going straight for, we need to have like cloud machines basically. Now for me personally, I went pretty much the whole time I've been vaping, doing the mouth to lung inhales and vaping 18mg strength e-liquid. And it's only really been the last sort of maybe about sort of 8 months now, something like that, I've started to switch over. And personally, I do actually prefer like these sort of direct lung inhales. And because I am sort of doing the direct lung inhales and producing a lot more vapor compared to the devices I used to be sort of vaping on a few years back, I have knocked down my nicotine strength as well, because if you're going to be doing direct lung inhales and doing it constantly, you don't need to have your nicotine strength to be as high, because, well, it's just no sort of no benefit. But if you're going to do mouth to lung inhales, then I think the high nicotine strength, definitely does help. So for me personally, I have sort of switched over to, I wouldn't say I'm a cloud chaser, but I like that direct lung inhales. But there's still definitely a lot of people who prefer to steer away from cloud chasing. Like I said, it's an interesting discussion now. I've got a question for you now. Whenever I watch the videos on people who have done the the vape meets, like the big ones over in America, and even the ones I've watched recently from the UK, why does everyone wear black? I watched Nick's video last night was, where he met Todd at Vape Fest Island, and he's walking around, and literally I'd say a good 90 to maybe 95% of the people there are dressed head to toe in black. It's like black jeans, black t-shirt, black baseball cap, and it's almost like a dress code now, and it's look like going to a funeral. And I'm not sure where that sort of come about. Really, again, I think it's almost like the fashion or the trend for vaping. But I don't quite understand why, because we're vaping, we have to sort of all dressed in black now and look sort of sombre, and I don't know what the word is really, because I don't know, sort of offend people, but like I said, for me, whenever I watch those videos now of all the vape meets, especially the American ones, it's just like, where is the colour gone in these people? It's just everybody's wearing black, so I would be really interested to know why that is the case. Anyway, I'm going to try not to make this review last quite as long, it's not a review, try and make this vlog last as long as the last one. It did go on for quite a long time now. I can't believe I was talking for 45 minutes straight, so I do apologise if it dragged on a little bit. This vlog, I did actually intend to have that segment where I was going to show you how I get all my recording equipment set up and the process for recording reviews, but making that video has taken a lot longer than what I'd expected. and it's quite time consuming recording myself, recording my reviews, because I'm having to sort of try and operate 2 cameras at the same time. So it's, like I said, it's taken up a lot more time than what I'd actually anticipate, but hopefully that should be finished off for the next vlog video. So I'm going to wrap up this one now just by sort of giving a quick update for what's coming next for review, and that is going to be what you probably saw me vaping a little while ago with the I Love Donuts, which is the GP Piccoloid. Now, I've reviewed the GP Spheroid in the past, which is a great little atomizer, especially if you've got something like the micro stick. You know, it fits and works perfectly in that. And I've also reviewed the GP Piccolo, which is a 14500 mechanical mod, whereas this is the Piccoloid, which is their sort of a hybrid version. So you've got the latest version of the Spheroid, which has a hybrid connection, which then goes on to the latest version of the Piccolo to give you the Piccoloid. So that is going to be what's coming up next in review on Wednesday. And you know, this again is not geared towards cloud chasing. You know, this is very much for those people who like the older sort of mouth to lung inhales and just be more concerned about flavour. So, you know, like I said, hopefully this will get a fairly good sort of reception as well. Well, to be honest, I still tend to do the lung inhales anyway. Okay, so that will be on Wednesday. Not too sure what I'm going to do for the Friday. There will definitely be a review on the Friday, but all depends on how much time I've got, how much I can get sort of recorded tomorrow. That'll then determine what review I will start recording for the Friday. Okay then guys, so thank you very much for watching. I'm determined to say this correctly now. If you do have any comments or suggestions, or you know, or you want to write anything, then leave it in the YouTube comments section below. I definitely got it right that time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.